Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. Today we're on the road. What's changed in my area of the city? Well, for one thing, here we'll get down a little bit further, and we've got new neighbors. See, this building right here, that big tall one, that wasn't there last year when I was here. Yeah, they say the building is or the economy is slowing down. Well, I don't think it's slowing down in Nanning City. Look at the end of my block in Gweilo. You see all of the building going on over there? See, that wasn't there last year. None of those buildings were there last year. Oh, it's noisy. The streets of China. It's my e-bike needs shocks. Bang, bang, bang. Hey? Yes, this is Gweilo. All the pretty girls on Gweilo. They're everywhere. I wasn't looking at that pretty girl. See, look at the buildings here being built. And it's not just one. It's like a whole bunch of them. None of this was here last year. None of it. Why? It's a little bit cooler today. It's only, what, 32 degrees Celsius. I think it was 37 humidex. Went out with Jacoby from Jacoby's Journeys and Andrew, a guy from Vancouver last night, and their wives and girlfriends, to the Yongjang Hotel, and I was performing. They had poured me into a cab on the way home. I was too drunk to even take the subway. Oh, talk about making a good first impression. Well, let's go this way. Look at all of this. Look at all of this stuff, hey? Wow. This is one of the things I enjoy, just driving around Nanning City on my e-bike. In the crowds, just looking at things. I'm a people watcher, so it makes life so much more fun in Nanning because there's actually people here to watch. I joined my old gym, but my old gym moved. It used to be about 3-4 blocks away from where I lived. Now they moved it right to the end of my block, so I have to walk 1 block to go to my gym. Perfect. 1,500 RMB for a 2-year membership. Yeah, okay, so that's $300 for $150 a year Canadian, not even, because it's 5.3 to 1 now, not 5 to 1. So yeah, we're all gymmed up. I went to the gym yesterday and this morning, even though I was hungover really badly, I still went and spent an hour at the gym. How's that for internal fortitude? Yes, sirree. People park back there and wait for the light to change up here because they don't want to be in the sun, so they stay in the shade. I notice that, like, people will stop way before the light just to stay in the shade because it's so freaking hot out here. It's like crazy. The streets of Nanning. I love this place. New subway system. Every time I go on the subway, it's full. Like, it gets used a lot. And when I go driving, I don't go any particular place. I just go and drive and look around, unless I've got something that I've got to go buy, like beer or brandy. Oh, we drained the Yongjang Hotel of wine last night. They had, like, I don't know, 10 bottles of wine in their cooler when we got there, and they cracked the last bottle of wine before we left. Yes, and I was so inebriated. I was, holy smokes. But free wine, eh? You know, you paid. Oh, and it got more expensive. It's 113 RMB now for all you can eat and all you can drink at the Yongjang Hotel. So it's a better bang for your buck than Bob's Bar, where you're paying 25 RMB for, I think it's a 16 ounce, a tall boy German beer. It's not bad beer, but I can drink more than 5 of those beers. So it's going to the Yongjang Hotel where you get barbecued everything. Camel meat was good last night. You get barbecued everything, and it's 113 RMB. So it'd be just like 21 or so dollars. It's, if that, yeah, 21 bucks, pretty well right on the nose. This morning we were going to a baozi place that we usually go to in the morning to have our morning baozi. It wasn't there anymore, but a brand new building with the green cloth on the outside was standing in its place. So that wasn't there a year ago either. A lot of things. I noticed that there's less people on the streets this time than there was like a year and a half ago. I noticed that there's a lot of shops that are closed. A lot of places that are empty now in China, so, or in Nanning City. So yeah, times are tougher here than they used to be. Things are cheaper. Like you go to the store and you're gonna buy a pair of shoes or whatever, a pair of pants. A year and a half ago they were way more expensive than they are now. So I guess the economy is catching up to the people. I noticed in the wet market that meat is as expensive or more expensive than it was in Canada. You know, so like, yeah, things are getting a little bit more expensive. But you see all of these new houses going up. They're houses are expensive, but you think that, and there's going to be people say, oh yeah, but they'll be empty. 95% of them will be empty. Not in Nanning, maybe in Inner Mongolia, but you see, Nanning is the headquarters for the Asian conglomeration of countries. So all of the business dealing with the trade is done here in Nanning. All of the paperwork, all of the offices. This place is booming. Construction goes on here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and it's not slowing down. Not in Nanning City. I would imagine in some of their places it's the economy slowed down because of the trade war and whatever. There is no impact on Nanning City because of any trade war. We're sort of off the beaten path, way down in the southwest corner of China. You know, we're an hour and a half from Vietnam and an hour and a half from the South China Sea. It's just we're yes. Don't pull out in front of me. Because we're so far off the beaten path, it really doesn't have any impact. You think that the Chinese would, because the way America and the Meng Wanzhou thing in Canada and the way we treat people and, well, treat the Chinese like they're an enemy, you'd think that there'd be some blowback on foreigners here in China, but you know what? They treat me just as well as they did 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 or 15 years ago. They're treating me exactly the same way. I haven't seen any ill will towards foreigners at all since I've been back in Nanning, which is sort of nice. You know, like I was thinking, oh no, what happens if, you know, are they going to be treating foreigners the same way? Because foreigners here have a pretty sweet deal as far as that goes. You're looked at in a different light. They're kind, courteous. Chinese want to be your friend. If you're a foreigner, a white foreigner. If you're a black foreigner, well, it's a little bit different, eh? But for white foreigners like myself, we're a privileged few, and I sort of I like it that way. You know, it's one of those things that if people treat you special, you feel special. So I guess that's special. Oh yeah. Oh, driving around the block in Nanning City, gotta love this. You see this freeway wasn't here last year either. This one up here, that wasn't here last year. So they've built on an overpass. It used to be like a corner with stoplights and stuff. Stuff here gets built so quickly. It's amazing. Nobody wears a helmet. All on the bikes. Yeah. You think it's dangerous. You see dad driving, mom behind, and a little baby in between them. No helmets, no nothing. It's except for the workers. They gotta have a helmet. It's about September 19th. We're in southern China, and it's 32 degrees. So, Jesus Christ, guys. Get run into people, get run over. You gotta watch what you're doing when you're on an e-bike here in China, because the drivers, they don't care if they run over you. It's just, there's so many of them. So it can be dangerous here, for sure. They drained my swamp. Sounds like Trump. Drain the swamp in Washington. But they have an area that I really like to do videos by. And it's sort of a lake, a man-made lake. Well, not anymore. They drained that puppy, and it looks like they're setting up construction to build high-rises where the lake used to be. It sort of pissed me off a bit, but I guess it wasn't my lake, so there's not much I can say about it. See these people sweeping all the time. They don't have brooms. They just take branches off trees and and sweep up. Welcome to southern China, the home of the Wulindan. Yes. People are wondering, you know, show me a little bit of Nanning. Show me a little bit of Nanning. Well, this is the west side of Nanning. I'll do these. I don't even know what I'm going to call them. Little road trips, the streets of China, whatever. But what I'll do is I'll hit different areas of the city, and I'll just put these videos up just so people can get I guess a feel for the city of Nanning and how big it is, how different it is than the West. Because like I'm telling you, the West is nothing like this place. This is an amazing city. And you get the new and the old, eh? The brand new high rises, the modernized housing, and then you get the old stuff that's not so modernized. But they're slowly taking away our wet markets. Those buggers. The biggest wet market in our area of the city. They demolished it here a couple months ago, and they're putting in high-rise, a big high-rise complex where the wet market was. I think they're systematically taking out the wet markets and promoting the Walmarts, the large box grocery stores, and I don't know why they would do that. Just for the fact that it really makes no sense. Those wet markets employ lots of people. Your fresh fruit, fresh produce, fresh meat, where we buy our pork, it's still warm and twitching when you buy it because they slaughter it right there, and it's good to be there when they're slaughtering a pig. Then you know which parts of the pig that you're buying, because what they do is they just debone everything. They sell the bones for soup, and yeah, you see, all of this wasn't here last year. Crazy, eh? Anyway, so you never know which part of the animal the meat comes off of if you're not there watching them slaughter and say, well, I want this piece and this piece. It's China. There's none of this sawing the bone and getting a pork chop with a bone in it and stuff like that. There's none of that here. Anyway, so that's a little video about driving around this area of Nanning City. I've gone pretty well in a big circle around, I don't know, 3 or 4 mile trek around a couple of blocks of Nanning City. Gives you a little bit of an idea of the street. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. As always, if you like this video, push that subscribe button, share, comment. Don't run over the little kids. Until next time. Bye now.